Thank you, Chairman. I rise today to offer an amendment to H.R. 4641 that will require the Interagency Taskforce created by this legislation to study and report on the coordination of information collected from state prescription drug monitoring programs, or PDMPs, as part of its effort to update best practices for pain management strategies. State PDMPs played a critical role in preventing the diversion of pain medication as well as other controlled substances. Chief among their benefits, access to a state PDMP provides an invaluable resource to prescribing physicians by allowing them to review a patient's history with prescription drugs and to spot signs of opioid abuse so they may proactively refer a patient to a substance abuse treatment if appropriate. They allow medical professionals to intervene before an addiction spirals out of control. Now active in 49 states, PMDPs can also inform prescribing physicians if a patient has recently accessed pain medication elsewhere and help detect potential doctor shopping activities by individuals with no legitimate medical need. Further, PTMPs also play an important role in identifying forged or stolen prescriptions. While information sharing between some adjacent state PDMPs currently exists to prevent illicit doctor shopping activities from occurring across state lines, I believe it's time that we boost efforts to strengthen the sharing of information across all state PDMPs. I recently met with physicians from my district who described their experience, how prevalent the issue of doctor shopping is, particularly in the state of California, and how it is becoming more and more common for individuals with histories of opioid abuse to attempt to receive illicit prescriptions in nearby states. With passage of this amendment, I urge the task force to explore the benefits of potentially establishing a national PDMP that will vastly improve our ability to prevent and disincentivize doctor shopping in all regions of the country, and I look forward to working with other concerned members on this important topic. By requiring that the Interagency Task Force include consideration of what's now being done to coordinate state PDMP information as it formulates its expert input to update and improve prescribing guidelines, we'll be able to better understand what is and isn't working and how we may be able to harness the power of state PDMPs to develop an effective national response to the opioid crisis that has devastated communities across the country. It is beyond doubt that prescription drug monitoring programs serve an invaluable purpose, and any effort to address overprescription must include consideration of important data that is gleaned across states. While I hope that this Congress will ultimately provide the necessary resources to ensure we're able to develop and implement a comprehensive plan to prevent opioid addiction and increase access to treatment, the recommendations developed by the task force created under this bill are an important initial step that must come to pass before achieving that goal. I urge support for the amendment and for the bill and reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves the balance of his time. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Indiana seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, I claim the time in opposition, but I'm in support of the amendment.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the gentleman from California for offering this amendment. We know from talking to a lot of physicians and medical educators as well that the use of these PDMPs is a critically important tool in their tool chest to combat against those patients who might be doctor shopping. And so we know, though, that not all states use it. Not all prescribers actually check that PDMP system like they should. And so I appreciate the Congressman's concept of a feasibility study as to whether or not there should be a national PDMP system, and I look forward and urge its passage. With that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from California is recognized.
I thank the gentlewoman for her support, as well as all of her good work in trying to address the opioid crisis in the United States, and I'm also happy to yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from California. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.